Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress.
Heck
oh my
yeah.
gosh. So, Miranda, you and I watched this one. This is only on Amazon Prime, which is interesting.
Super odd.
Bizarre.
Which is very weird.
And I don't think that's really great. Like, cool that Amazon wants to reach out and do more with their anime because they don't have a really great library or catalog right now for Prime streamers. But them getting into simulcasting is very weird because you're immediately limited because Amazon Prime is so expensive.
Right. And I Googled it and it was hard to find legally. So that's why we're saying, like, it's on Amazon Prime. You can watch it legally, but there is that barrier to entry, which is too bad because it's super cool. This is a really cool show.
Yeah. So it's like Amazon Prime is $100 a year or $50 for students. And then, of course, it comes with all the other Amazon benefits.
Right.
But yeah, onto the show, though. It's by Wit Studio, so the people who did Attack on Titan, and you can very much tell that. Like, the tone, the way the show is going, there's a wall, it gets broken.
Yeah. Oh my God. So basically, this is a sort of steampunky society of people who have to protect themselves from the Kabaneri, which are basically these like rabid zombies that are really hard to kill because they have cages over their hearts. Like most of us do. It's called your rib cage, but also these are like very hardened cages over their hearts. And the opening scene is so cool because like it's this train, and I guess it's either a supply run sort of train or something. Wasn't super clear, but it's like armored, and it has like a snow plow sort of set up in the front to just plow through these zombies, and it's people trying to like get them off the train, and somebody gets bitten, and it's immediately like, all right, use the suicide bag. And I was like, okay. It's super violent, super gory. I was all about this one.
One girl almost got her hair pulled out of her head. It was I was just like, whoa, what is happening? It's like, oh yeah, I mean, this is Wit Studio. So.
It's extremely violent, which for me I was like, yeah.
It's done super well too, though. I mean, like,
it's done well. It's not like, it doesn't feel gratuitous. It's appropriately distressing for what's going on. And basically the main kid is not like a fighter or a soldier or anything. He's just an inventor.
Your typical like shonen hero or just like anything, which is really nice.
It's very nice. And he's trying to sort of like not outsmart them, but he's using his intellect and his knowledge of like machinery to make a better weapon that can pierce through their armored heart cages.
Interesting.
And it's just really cool. He's very knowledgeable, and he clearly like is trying to study their anatomy, and the rest of the people around him are very trigger happy, scared, and he's kind of going at it with like, I'm not going to run from this, I'm going to face it head on. And it's really, really well done. And in the ending like credits scene, you can clearly tell it's Wit Studio because of it, like they look like they're using 3D maneuver gear. It's just I loved this one. This is one of my favorites.
It's a weird mix of like steampunk, feudal Japan, and zombies.
And there's this adorable girl with
she's
like
the best.
knife shoes.
And they have little bells on them, so she jingles every time she walks, and it's really cute.
It's my aesthetic. I want to wear jingly knife shoes.
All right. Why can't I be that?
That kind of sold me right there. Because we were talking about this before we started the podcast, but I watched the second episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it's such a violent series. Like, it's good, but it's violent. So you guys are talking about this. It's like, I really want to watch it, but I'm so squeamish about blood. And I'm like, I don't know about
people
this.
getting like their arms chomped off by
it's
lovely
extremely there's a like a sort of hanging sort of scene. It's very gruesome, which is something that like I've never had a problem with, but definitely proceed with caution if that is something that like you're squeamish about, or you have a hard time with blood or something. Like, oh god, there's so much blood.
There's a lot of blood. A lot of people die in this.
And this, I love the way the zombies are animated too, because they kind of glow.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. Like the way they move is animated really well. They have this sort of like jerky, very animalistic kind of movement.
Like they run around like on all fours a lot too.
Yeah,
like they're crawling on stuff.
They straight up like roar and like scream. Wow. It's so cool.
Nice.
I am so hype about this show.
I was watching it last night. I was very surprised.
I see the reason I'm so pumped is I watched it like just before this recording, while I was at my desk. And then I was like, yeah, Iron Fortress.
I'm so glad I have an Amazon Prime account, but I do think it kind of sucks for people who don't.
Yeah, it's just
weird.
Yeah, so
that's really weird.
That's the big takeaway is like the show's really cool. Is Amazon going to expand their library to maybe incentivize people to get Prime to watch shows like this? How does that work? What is the future going forward with Amazon Prime?
You can tell with like some of the comments from their reviews, I guess you could say, are kind of confused by it too, because like Amazon, they do release episodes of shows through other shows that just kind of, you can subscribe to a season, but you can't do that with this. You have to have Prime. You cannot subscribe to the show. You can't just pay up front to have it. And so some of the people in the comments were like, hey, when's the next episode? Like, is this supposed to be like a normal thing, or like what's happening?
Yeah,
so
it's
simulcast.
How are you releasing them? Because
yeah,
I mean, like I've watched plenty of shows where you buy the on Amazon where you buy the episode individually. Like I watched a lot of The Walking Dead that way. It's so appropriate. And yeah, this is different. I happen to have a Prime account. I've had one for like years, so it like auto renews and I never think about it. Oops.
It's like, oh yeah, remember?
Oh yeah, that's like $100.
What happened to my money?
It's a lot of money.
But you save on shipping if you buy a lot of toys like I do. So you know, that's not real. Don't listen to my financial advice. But yeah, it's a press play to watch sort of deal. It isn't a pay individually. You can't individually subscribe to a show like Miranda said. So
yeah, maybe they'll have that at the end of the season. Like we'll see. That would be interesting if they do
pay to watch,
option.
not simulcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see what happens with that. Let us know what you guys think and what you guys thought about the episode and about Amazon Prime getting anime.
Yeah.